Hello, my name is Maddox Gramajo, and this is my 1920s PSA on the Prohibition, specifically bootleggers and speakeasies, which I chose because of its connections to the modern day gangster such as Al Capone. Now, in the 1920s, Prohibition made alcohol illegal, but that didn't stop America from drinking. Enter the bootleggers, secretive figures smuggling liquor across the country, dodging the law, and lining their pockets. At the same time, speakeasies, hidden bars behind unmarked doors, flourished in cities across the US. People weren't just defying the law, they were creating a whole new underground culture. Prohibition didn't stop demand, it only fueled organized crime, violence, and corruption. Prohibition didn't work. People still drank, they just did it in secret. And in the end, it taught the US a very harsh lesson that banning something doesn't make it go away, it just drives it underground. Let's talk about the biggest bootleggers. Obviously, number one, the first person that comes to mind is Al Capone, who dominated Chicago during Prohibition through organized crime, making millions bootlegging alcohol, and became infamous for his violent methods. However, what made him stand out the most is that he didn't shy away from the spotlight, where he can be seen at a Chicago Cubs game. He was also one of the most violent men in all of Chicago. Another person is George Bugs Morin, a rival of Capone known for his involvement in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre and controlling bootlegging operations in Chicago. And finally, there's Roy Olmsted, one of Seattle's most successful bootleggers, running a massive operation with innovative smuggling tactics and a reputation for avoiding the law through smuggling alcohol from Canada. Now, let's talk about speakeasies. One of the most famous and luxurious speakeasies during Prohibition was the Cotton Club in Harlem, New York, known for racial segregation and its black entertainers and primarily white audiences. On the opposite coast was the Black Cat Club in San Francisco, which actually fronted as the Black Cat Cafe, and like many speakeasies of the time, used secret entrance and hidden spaces to avoid being discovered by law.
Some bars became speakeasies. In order to sell illegal alcohol, they were secret. Because of the shared problem of prohibition, all kinds of people from different sections of society gathered in them. One such group that owned many of the speakeasies and profited from the prohibition were organized crime groups. Al Capone and Bugs Moran battled for control over the bootlegging and speakeasy trade, resulting in gang violence and a shocking crime wave across America. Between 1927 and 1930, there were hundreds of gang murders, with the most famous being the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in Chicago in 19...
St. Valentine's Day Massacre happened on February 14, 1929 at 2122 North Clark Street at the Northside Irish Gang HQ. 7 members of George Bugs Moran's gang were lined up and shot in cold blood by 4 men believed to be a part of Al Capone's group, and it brought to light the violence of Prohibition. Here we can see a nationwide protest against Prohibition stating, "We want beer. We want the end of Prohibition because of the amount of violence that has exploded due to gangsters running speakeasies, running the illicit liquor trade, causing mass amounts of violence, mass amounts of strain on the judicial system, and the huge impact it has caused on the economy and the great amount of taxes used to replace the tax on alcohol." In conclusion, we need to end Prohibition. People around the nation are already calling for the end of Prohibition as it is causing more harm than good. In the streets, we can see more murders, more crimes, more control from the gangsters as they are taking control of the unregulated liquor business. And we see more diseases caused by liquor than we have seen before Prohibition, as anyone of any ages can purchase any amount. And with that, I conclude my PSA. End Prohibition. Thank you.